Hi, it's Denny from Master Teach here. Um, Please subscribe and do the like thing for me. I'm here to give you a tip today, something I've thought about which I think might be useful to remember, something you may know but need reminding of. So if you have a child in your class who has been presenting with challenging behaviour, challenge them back. I don't mean confront, I mean challenge. So children often present with challenging behaviour when they are insecure about what they're going to do in the classroom, whether sometimes they have difficulty concentrating for the periods of time that you want them to concentrate. So how about giving them some choice? So I think that what we should do is we should put them on a 5-day challenge. Now, the 5-day challenge is actually quite simple because it's a negotiated program. You negotiate some things that you feel that could be useful in creating a program with the child. So you don't think of the ideas yourself. You actually begin with total freedom and say, okay, well, you don't seem to be having a great deal of success just doing what everybody else is doing. So can you give me some ideas about what you might prefer to be doing during school days? And they'll give you, maybe you might get a smart answer, but all in all, if you just keep going and don't lose your focus, just come back and say, well, yeah, that could be true, but at the same time, what can I do to help you? What can I do to make this program more acceptable and something that you would want to do? I don't want to waste time with you. You know, you're wasting school days, and it would be better if you were doing something that you really like doing, and then everybody will be happier, including you. And I think you'll get a bit of buy-in from that. You'll get the most buy-in from when you actually are recognising that this student is capable of doing something and that you think that they are worthy of having some input into their own program. It's very important that you give them some agency. All right, so to help you with this, you might have some suggestions. They will give you a very rough idea of what they want to do, right? So things they're going to say are things like, oh, I want to go and play outside. Great. Well, yeah, we can do that. For some of the day, you can do that. And what else would you like to do? And then they'll say, I'd like to play on the computer. Yes, we can involve that. Okay, what else? Give me a list of things that you really enjoy doing. I like drawing. Okay, so we'll include that in your program. That's important. What else would you really like to do that you're never allowed to do? And they'll come up with something that you would never have thought of. It might be something like they might want to design a new game. That's something they could do, make up a new game. They probably won't have initially, unless they're older, they won't have enough patience or stickability, ability to actually stay focused to do that. But I think that if you actually if you give them a chance to design their own program and they do come up with something which is a bit unusual, don't knock it back. Always give them the opportunity. So, now how do you go about this? Well, you know, in the good old days, not all that long ago, there was a guy and his name was Howard Gardner. And he had an idea about using children's learning styles. These days, a lot of what he said has been, I don't know, debunked, I suppose, or we don't use it in quite the same way. So I'm not suggesting that you actually use his methods, but certainly his ideas. One of the things that we've found out is that children coming into classrooms where the learning style, the curriculum, the way the curriculum is being delivered doesn't fit with their learning style is very, very significant. That's very detrimental. So it probably is a really good idea to have in the back of your mind, how does this kid learn? What can I do to make the challenges fit better with what this child likes to do? And really talk to the child about those things. How do you learn best? And so you can make a set of challenges. Now, I don't think you should make a lot, but you can make enough to make every day a little bit different. So when you've done that, don't tell them when or how long they're doing it for. They will decide that, and you won't have to be quite so negative with this child all day. And that's important. To improve your relationship with the student is very important. So what I'm saying to you is, have a look at some of the ideas and the learning style. Think about what it is you need the child to do. Now, at this particular point, right at this particular point, if you have a child who is not engaging with the curriculum and is not doing any of the things that you actually have in your program, the way you are delivering the curriculum, I think it's time you backed off and you let the student talk to you in words or in actions or pictures or however you can get it out of them about what they see as interesting. How can they work in this classroom? What can they do to make it more interesting? Now, you might obviously get some really off-the-wall ideas, but don't knock too many back. In fact, don't knock any back if you can help it. Really seriously, because it's better that you don't. After this child has managed to stay on task, you will be surprised, they will stay on task for 3 or 4 days. They might get a little bit off task again, and that's fine. You just redirect them, but the main thing is that they have the flexibility, and they will come to you and say, I'm sick of doing so-and-so. Can I do so-and-so? Yes, you can do so-and-so else. Sure, go and do that. And you might, if you're lucky enough to have a TA or a learning assistant, use them, because that's a really useful thing to do. I have done this with a tier, well, let's say a child who possibly should have been tier 3, and had climbed out of windows and done all sorts of things. We won't go into what exactly, but serious stuff. And this child was settled down within a week because he got some agency. So I'd like you to think very seriously about, rather than trying to make them comply, see if you can get them to make the rules. Okay? Get them to sort themselves out. You shouldn't be in a situation where you are bashing your head against a brick wall every day and subjecting a child to a lot of negativity and making them feel like a failure anyway. You'll just get more. So there you go. There's my tip for today. And if you want more tips, please subscribe and like. I'm doing my best to give you things that will be helpful. So put comments in the columns. And have a great day. See you later.